Hey, sports card fans, it's John, Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. Today, I'll be taking a look at the top 10 PSA vintage baseball card sales on eBay for cards from the 1950s, 1960s, and 1970s for October 2025. One of the things that I noticed in putting together this video is that there were a good number of cards that had the extra NBA sticker associated with them. If you're not familiar with NBA, it's a company that reviews the PSA grade that's been assigned, and they give their own opinion of PSA's opinion of the grade of the card. Take it what you will, but there were several of these cards that either had an NBA gold or silver label attached to them. And in a couple cases, NBA's determination of the grade is slightly higher than the grade that PSA assigned to it. And you'll see the effect of it in the sales prices for those cards. Now, specifically for the 3 decades for October. For the 1950s, you see your standard group of Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays cards, although there are a couple other surprise cards that show up in this month's top 10 list. And for the 1960s and 1970s, both decades have a good variety of cards that made the two top 10 lists, and both of them have a lot of examples of really high grade copies. And of course, within the 3 decades, there's a sprinkling of new record high sales. So let's get to the 3 top 10 lists. Let's start off with the 1950s. At number 10, we have this 1952 Topps Eddie Matthews in a PSA 4.5. This one sold on October 23rd for $14,600. It was an auction. There were 43 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 4.5 is $10,750. This sale here at $14,600 represents a new record high sale for a PSA 4.5 copy. The previous high was $10,800 back in February of 2022 through Golden. At number 9, we have this 1953 Topps Mickey Mantle in a PSA 6. This one sold on October 13th for $15,300. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for PSA 6 is $11,390. The record high sale was $19,800 back in May of 2021 through Heritage. Now, there were 3 other significant 1953 Topps Mickey Mantle sales in October. The first one, another PSA 6 copy, sold on October 23rd for $13,877. Another PSA 3.5 with a gold MBA certification sold on October 5th for $11,000. And then finally, a PSA 5 copy sold on October 28th for $8,200. At number 8, we have this 1956 Topps Mickey Mantle grayback version in a PSA 8. This one sold on October 12th for $15,687. It was an auction. There were 47 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 8 is $16,751. The record high sale was $23,700 back in May of 2023 through PWCC. At number 7, we have this 1953 Topps Willie Mays in a PSA 5.5 with another gold MBA certification. This one sold on October 5th for $16,450. It was a buy it now. The current VCP average price for a PSA 5.5 is $7,380. This sale here at $16,450 represents a new record high sale for a PSA 5.5. The previous high was $11,100 back in July of 2023 through PWCC. At number 6, we have this 1951 Bowman Willie Mays in a PSA 5.5. This one sold on October 30th for $17,255. It was an auction. There were 67 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 5.5 is $16,728. The record high sale was $31,200 back in March of 2021 through a PWCC listing on eBay. At number 5, we have this 1954 Topps Hank Aaron in a PSA 5 and another gold certification from NBA. This one sold on October 5th for $18,001. It was a buy it now. The current VCP average price for PSA 5 is $6,720. This sale here at $18,001 represents a new record high sale for a PSA 5 copy. The previous high was $13,200 back in February of 2021 through Heritage. Now in this case, the NBA Gold certification justified this as a PSA 5.5, so they graded this card a half a grade higher than what PSA assigned it. Now, there were 4 other significant 1954 Topps Hank Aaron rookie card sales in October. The first one, a PSA 7 copy, sold on October 12th for $15,000. Then a PSA 6 copy sold on October 26th for $14,877. A PSA 6 copy sold on October 9th for $10,850. And finally, another PSA 6 copy sold on October 19th for $9,600. At number 4, we have this 1959 Topps Gary Geiger in a PSA 10. This one sold on October 4th for $20,008. It was a buy it now. The current VCP average price for a PSA 10 is $6,720. So this sale here at $20,008 represents a new record high sale for a PSA 10 copy. The previous high was $4,560 back in July of 2021 through Heritage. Now, there have only been 11 that have been graded a PSA 9. This is one of only 2 copies that has been graded a PSA 10. At number 3, we have this 1955 Topps Roberto Clemente in a PSA 7. This one sold on October 9th for $22,000. It was a buy it now. The current VCP average price for PSA 7 is $18,396. The record high sale was $28,082 back in May of 2023 through Memory Lane. At number 2, we have this 1952 Topps Willie Mays in a PSA 5. This one sold on October 14th for $22,500. It was a buy it now. The current VCP average price for a PSA 5 is $12,049. The record high sale was $34,800 back in April of 2022 through REA. Now, there were 2 other significant 1952 Topps Willie Mays sales in October. The first one, another PSA 5 copy, sold on October 17th for $9,800, and then a PSA 4.5 copy, sold on October 20th for $9,016. And at number 1 for the 1950s for October 2025, this 1951 Bowman Mickey Mantle in a PSA 5. This one sold on October 5th for $30,000. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 5 is $27,180. The record high sale, though, was $55,100 back in March of 2021 through eBay. Now, there were 2 other significant 1951 Bowman Mickey Mantle sales in October. The first one, a PSA 3.5, sold on October 20th for $23,000, and then a PSA 3 copy, sold on October 30th for $16,300. All right, on to the top 10 from the 1960s. At number 10, we have this 1962 Topps Ernie Banks in a PSA 9. This one sold on October 5th for $6,977. It was an auction. There were 38 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $8,509. The record high sale was $12,535 back in September of 2022 through REA. There have been 23 copies graded a PSA 9. None have been graded a PSA 10. At number 9, another Ernie Banks card. This one, the 1963 Topps Ernie Banks. This one in a PSA 9. This one sold on October 16th for $7,451. It was an auction. There were 28 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $7,551. The record high sale was $15,000 back in April of 2022 through REA. And just like the previous card, there have been 29 copies graded a PSA 9, but none have been graded a PSA 10. At number 8, we have another 1963 Topps, the 1963 Topps Stan Musial in a PSA 9. This one sold on October 16th for $8,111. It was an auction. There were 22 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $6,996. This sale here at $8,111 represents a new record high sale for a PSA 9 copy. The previous high was $7,595 back in August of 2023 through eBay. There have been 21 copies graded a PSA 9. Only one has been graded a PSA 10. At number 7, we have this 1961 Topps Hank Aaron in a PSA 9. This one sold on October 4th for $10,301. It was an auction. There were 56 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $15,219. The record high sale was $24,450 back in October of 2021 through eBay. There have been 54 copies graded a PSA 9. None have been graded a PSA 10. At number 6, we have this 1964 Topps stand-up Roberto Clemente in a PSA 9. This one sold on October 22nd for $10,750. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $9,455. This sale here at $10,750 represents a new record high sale for a PSA 9 copy. The previous high was $9,455 back in January of this year through Heritage. There have been 13 copies graded a PSA 9. None have been graded a PSA 10. At number 5, we have this 1966 Topps Sandy Koufax in a PSA 9. This one sold on October 14th for $11,200. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $9,900. The record high sale was $27,457 back in October of 2021 through Memory Lane. And again, there have been 24 copies graded a PSA 9. None have been graded a PSA 10. At number 4, we have this 1960 Topps Mickey Mantle in a PSA 8. This one sold on October 3rd for $11,950. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 8 is $9,706. The record high sale was $12,134 back in September of this year through Memory Lane. At number 3, we have this 1962 Topps Mickey Mantle in a PSA 8. This one sold on October 5th for $18,200. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 8 is $13,904. The record high sale was $22,013 back in July of 2021 through Memory Lane. At number 2, we have this 1968 Topps 3D Roberto Clemente in a PSA 8. This one sold on October 25th for $40,000. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 8 is $43,920, but the record high sale was $50,416 back in September of 2022 through Leland's. And at number 1 for the 1960s for October 2025, this 1969 Topps Reggie Jackson in a PSA 9. This one sold on October 21st for $74,999. It was a buy it now. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $80,050, but the record high sale was $100,846 in September of this year through memory lane. There have been 42 copies graded a PSA 9. Only one has been graded a PSA 10. Now, there was one other significant 1969 Topps Reggie Jackson sales in October. This one, a PSA 8 copy, sold on October 26th for $5,889. All right, on to the top 10 from the 1970s. At number 10, we have this 1973 Topps card number 1, Ruth Aaron May's all-time home run leaders in a PSA 9. This one sold on October 18th for $3,937. It was an auction. There were 39 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $3,409. The record high sale was $4,555 back in January of 2024 through memory lane. There have been 56 copies graded a PSA 9. Only one has been graded a PSA 10. At number 9, we have this 1971 Topps Gary Gentry in a PSA 9. This one sold on October 31st for $4,250. It was a best offer. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $2,672. The record high sale was $4,670 back in March of 2024 through eBay. There have been only 4 copies that have been graded a PSA 9, and none have been graded a PSA 10. At number 8, we have this 1971 Topps Bob Gibson in a PSA 9. This one sold on October 19th for $4,272. It was an auction. There were 45 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $4,018. The record high sale was $4,555 back in January of this year through memory lane. There have been 33 copies graded a PSA 9. None have been graded a PSA 10. At number 7, we have this 1972 Topps Nolan Ryan in a PSA 9. This one sold on October 27th for $4,300. It was an auction. There were 7 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $4,492. The record high sale was $6,000 back in September of 2022 through eBay. There have been 195 copies graded a PSA 9. Just 9 have been graded a PSA 10. Now, there was one other significant 1972 Topps Nolan Ryan sale in October. This one, another PSA 9 copy, sold on October 2nd for $3,900. At number 6, we have this 1978 Topps Willie McCovey in a PSA 10. This one sold on October 27th for $5,000. It was an auction. There was only one bidder. The current VCP average price for a PSA 10 is $5,184. The record high sale was $5,400 back in February of 2020 through eBay. There have been 131 copies graded a PSA 9. Just 9 have been graded a PSA 10. At number 5, we have this 1971 Topps Thurman Munson in a PSA 8. This one sold on October 27th for $5,650. It was an auction. There were 25 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 8 is $5,923. The record high sale was $7,000 back in May of 2024 through eBay. There have been 129 copies graded a PSA 8, 5 have been graded a PSA 9, and none have been graded a PSA 10. At number 4, we have this 1970 Topps Reggie Jackson in a PSA 9. This one sold on October 26th for $6,275. It was an auction. There were 35 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $4,752. The record high sale was $12,998 back in May of 2023 through memory lane. There have been 70 copies graded a PSA 9. Only one has been graded a PSA 10. At number 3, we have this 1975 Topps George Brett in a PSA 9. This one sold on October 27th for $7,100. It was an auction. There were 3 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $6,468. The record high sale was $8,562 back in July of 2021 through memory lane. There have been 333 copies graded a PSA 9. Just 11 have been graded a PSA 10. At number 2, we have the 1975 Topps Mini George Brett in a PSA 9. This one sold on October 28th for $7,599. It was an auction. There were 10 bids. The current VCP average price for a PSA 9 is $5,443. This sale here at $7,599 represents a new record high sale for a PSA 9 copy. The previous high was $5,760 back in August of this year through Fanatics Collect. There have been 164 copies graded a PSA 9. Just 8 have been graded a PSA 10. Now, there was one other significant 1975 Topps Mini George Brett sale in October. Another PSA 9 copy sold on October 18th for $4,705. And at number 1 for the 1970s for October 2025, we have this 1971 Topps Roberto Clemente in a PSA 8.5 with the NBA Gold certification. This one sold on October 7th for $19,921. It was a buy it now. The current VCP average price for a PSA 8.5 is $9,862. This sale here at $19,921 blew away the previous high sale of $10,100 back in September of 2022 through eBay. Now, there have been 19 copies graded a PSA 8.5, 16 have been graded a PSA 9, and only one has been graded a PSA 10. Now, there was one other significant 1971 Topps Roberto Clemente sale in October. This one, a silver NBA certified copy of a PSA 8.5. This one sold on October 9th for $12,000. Well, there you go, the top 10 PSA vintage baseball card sales on eBay for cards from the 1950s, 1960s, and 1970s for October 2025. As always, would love to know in the comments what you think about the cards that made the 3 top 10 lists. And with that, that's all I have for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.